So, we had our first big mishap in the new fifth wheel. So I was putting the slides in the other day and didn't think much of it because it's not on our checklist to look up at the ceiling fan. And the slides came in and the fan came down. We lost 2 blades. So this one broke off and the other one broke in half. And I have no idea. It looks to me like the fan maybe there's a little moisture in the camper and the blades were sagging a little bit. But whatever happened, the opposing slides caught the fan. They caught the blades just right and just crushed it. And when I heard it crack, I knew what it was.
I did not. I worried about the sound. It sounded really bad.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you know, not a huge deal to fix, but I'm going to take us through the installation of a fan. So hopefully I've got the right replacement right here from our friends over at eTrailer.com. I really like them. We are not affiliated with them at all, but they have great supplies for RVs. I've used them for bearings and brakes and all kinds of items before. So I said I'll hop over there and see what they have for ceiling fans, and they had exactly what I needed. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and replace this fan and make it look better than new. We're just going to go ahead and remove these old fan blades, get them out of the way, and then we can take down the rest of the unit. That one's really broke. It's just a couple of screws up here that you have to undo. There's some really awkward places. Now we've got our housing off. Our unit's out, and now I just have to make a couple of cuts on a few wires here. So Kelly thinks it'll be funny if I get shocked. So the power's off to the fan, but she's recording just in case because she does not want to miss that moment that I get shocked. I'm going to cut these kind of low, and I'll come back and I'll probably adjust these wires, but I want to make sure I have plenty of wire for the new fan. I haven't even opened the box to look at it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and make this cut. Ah! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Comedian.
And Kelly just jumped, so if you saw the camera jump, that's why.
Maybe because he yelled and I'm not scared of getting shot because I was yelling.
I'm sorry, that was totally inappropriate, but it was funny. Alright, so we got a fan. Wasn't quite sure, I couldn't tell in the light what color our blades are, but I think I did a pretty good job. These are black and they look to be the same blades. Hopefully things fit really nice and smooth here. We'll get all our parts out. I don't know why there's loose screws in here, but there are. We're going to be careful with those. All right, so we've got everything unpacked here, of course, except for the instructions, still in the bag, and sometimes I need them, sometimes I don't. So one of the things is these are reversible fan blades like most are, and this is a hugger type fan.
42 inch.
Intercoastal hugger, yep, 42 inch, which is pretty much seems to be standard in most fifth wheels. And so it's real important to make sure that you get the correct side down that you want to match with whatever. We chose a bronze fan, the other one was black, and some of you guys might think, well, you could just replace the fan blades. Yeah, the fan blades are kind of pricey, and plus I bent the fan itself. The motor ended up getting bent whenever the slides came in, and I didn't stop it fast enough. So the fan's like $80. Might as well go ahead and just replace the whole thing. So we're going to take and we're going to attach each of these. We're going to have a screw and a grommet or a little tiny washer here. So we're going to go ahead and attach these all first. Ceiling fan installs are actually pretty simple to do. You really don't have to be super mechanically inclined to do this. Anybody can pretty much do it if you can get 2 steps up the ladder and you can follow a few simple instructions. So all we're going to do is insert these screws. We're going to tighten them down, not too firm. You don't want to crack the blade. And what I have found is the material that the blades are on here, this is a really, really brittle metal, and it will break if you over tighten. Double check to make sure that you have the correct side up and correct side down. The side you want to see will be on the underside. Now our fan blades are ready to go. Alright, so this is where I need a 3rd and 4th hand. But
my wife has the camera, so.
Yeah, one of us has the camera, so can't have everything we want in life, right?
True, true.
Yeah. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and do the new bracket. That one kind of close. Make some fine adjustments here. It's like a little fire type protector right here, so that's important that you keep that in. Alright, so now we have this motor ready to mount. We've unscrewed a mounting screw here. There were 2 mounting screws here and here, and so this piece is actually going to slide into this little cutout. So we're going to slide this in, and then we're going to turn it, okay, and then we're going to put all of our bolts back in. I guess these are screws. Got that one in place, so it's holding it in place. Put our second one in. Both of those are now in. Now we're going to take our third one on this side. Nice and tight. Okay. Now we're going to do some wiring. Alright, so we're up here with the ground wire. We have this green wire that is attached to the frame. And then we have this bare wire that's coming in from the camper. This is going to be our ground right here. We want to make sure this is done right, or else the fan will not work. So we're just going to take this simple wire nut that came with the fan. We're going to clamp that down right on the end, and we're going to twist until we make that nice firm connection. You'll feel you will not be able to twist it anymore. And if you can see that connection, that's what it should look like once you're done. We're going to tuck that wire right up into that bracket. Now we're going to make our other wire connections over here. And our ground is already run up to this side here on this side of the wiring harness. On this particular fan, we actually have 3 wires. We have a white wire, which is our wire that we're going to connect over here to our white from the camper. We have a black wire, matches with the black, and then we have a light. Now for us, we do not have a light in this particular camper. We only have the fan, so we're going to tuck that one. I'm actually going to clip it off on the end, put a little piece of electrical tape on there, so there's no power problems at all. So I'm going to clip this one. I'll come back and put my tape on in just a few minutes. I am going to take these wires and I'm going to twist until I get a nice little single strand here. I like to have clean wires. There we go. Now I'm going to have to strip these 2 wires. Don't worry, I'm not stripping on the ladder. Okay, not going to happen.
Oh, okay.
No. That's a different kind of electrician.
Those are special calls.
That may get cut.
Why? That's fun.
This is a family show here, Kelly.
Kids aren't watching about putting up a fan.
Okay. If there's kids watching, then be careful. All right. All right. So again, we're going to go back through the same process. Simple wire nut. Going to tighten that wire nut down. Make sure we got good connection. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that with electrical tape as well, just to be safe. I think overkill is okay when you're messing with electricity.
Safety overkill.
Safety overkill, that is. Yeah, that could be bad if you overkill. Yeah, that's definitely not good.
Can never be too safe with electricity.
Right. All right, so we've got good connections here. So we'll tape those up, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that the fan works real quick. So we'll turn this on to make sure that motor turns on. All right. Now we've tested the fan out. The fan is running. We've tested that before we put anything back together. I'm going to tuck my ground wire back up here, so it's out of the way. You want to make sure you double check, make sure there's nothing here that's going to interfere with the fan itself. We've installed our pull chain, which was a little bit difficult to get on there, but we made it work. All right, so now we're getting ready to install the shroud that goes on the fan to hide all of this. And I just dropped the washer. These washers are very tiny. These have some little lock washers on them, and they're very tiny to install up here. So the shroud is made where one screw goes all the way in, the other screw you can leave in place, and you just turn this to make it fit. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to loosen the one on the right. And we're gonna have to do this for both sides. So now that one is loose. The other side is the opposite. We're gonna loosen one. And then take out the screw all the way for the other. See if we can do this without dropping. Oh, we did it without dropping. That's pretty good. Okay, so here we go. Works like a charm. We're going to tighten that one down. Now we're going to put our other screw back in. Just have to align these, make sure they line up just right. Tighten that one all the way down. And these screws just hold this shroud in place. This shroud doesn't have any weight or anything on it, so it's just decorative. Now for the other side, we'll get our screw started. We'll tighten all the way down. And we'll tighten down the other screw that we left in place. Nice. So we're finished with that part of the installation. We have our shroud on. Now we're going to go ahead and install our blades. So we're going to have to back out all of these screws that hold in the blades. And there's no easy way to do it. Just have to do it one at a time. Take your time and don't strip these out. More. Okay, we want to check to make sure that we have our screw along with the washer. These are locking washers because we don't want these fan blades to fly off and hit any small children. Or big children.
Yeah.
Record that.
Yep. It's just on right in a second.
Awesome.
Back to the good lighting.
Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and install our fan blades. These are really tight to get in here. It's just a tight space. So a little bit of patience is needed. We're going to tighten that one up as much as we can there. Okay, so we've got one in. Sometimes I don't like to line up just right, so you may have to play with it just a little bit to get it aligned. And then you got to chase it. There we go. Yeah, just nice and firm. Don't need to over tighten because it will damage it. Okay, next blade. It is off balance at this point, so yes, it's probably going to hit you in the head as it comes around. Just duck. Okay. Next blade, please. It's nice to have a helper on this job.
I can hand in the blades and hold the camera.
Right. Kelly's pretty good at multitasking. Those of you that don't know us, we're both teachers, and we're middle school teachers at that. So we are constantly multitasking. I don't even know that multitasking is really the right word for a middle school teacher.
Probably not.
No,
I'm not sure what the word would be.
We have superpowers.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. We definitely wear many hats.
We do wear many hats.
Not just teacher.
We love our jobs. We really enjoy teaching and traveling. Teaching gives us a chance to travel a lot during our off time, and we need that to de-stress many times.
Get re-energized for our new students come in.
Yep. That is one of the cool things about traveling. During the summer, we do get re-energized and ready to go. It's kind of like the beginning of the school years, kind of like a football game. And we're getting all pumped up, ready to go. Again, it would be nice to have another hand.
Sorry.
It's too bad humans don't have more hands sometimes. And I dropped it there. Okay.
That's right here.
There's a lock washer right here. Okay. Alright, so we're down to the last blade here. And hopefully we can get this one in easily. As you're putting up the fan, I really think that this right here is the hardest part, putting the fan back up. The wiring is very easy, so if you're somebody who doesn't really like to mess around with wiring, a ceiling fan is really not that hard to do. I mean, you just kind of match the colors.
Yeah, I think I might could have done that.
Yep.
I might not be able to get it up there, but I might could have matched the wires.
You know, it is healthy to respect electricity, because it is something that can kill you if you're not real careful. However, a few basic understandings about electricity and you can do quite a few things yourself. Installing a ceiling fan in a house is no different. And so if you can do this, you can also replace your ceiling fan in a house. Alright, last one. We're going to tighten this down. We're going to double check. Make sure that we have everything the way it should be. Pull chains installed.
Okay.
Let's test everything out, make sure that everything looks good.
Okay. You gotta pull the chain, remember.
Okay.
I got the
Power's on. Did you turn the power off? Yep. Oh.
I said, I flipped the switch. And da da da.
New ceiling fan.
It's working.
Replaced.
Then we need to test the slide.
Alright, so we're going to slow that down. Alright, so we've installed our ceiling fan here. Not a tough job. Probably took about 25 minutes at the most to take down the old ceiling fan and to reinstall a new ceiling fan here. The longest part of the process was putting the blades back up, as you guys saw. And now what I want to do is I just want to double check, and I'm going to eyeball my alignment here with the slide. The top edge of the slide is what caught the other ceiling fan. So if I look at both sides, I can tell that this is already higher. I'm not quite sure if our old fan maybe got a little moisture and maybe the blades were sagging just a little bit, or maybe a screw came loose. I'm not sure, but that's something that I think I'm gonna look into in the future and just kind of double check and make sure that the fan is going to be on our checklist of, all right, does the fan look right before we slide our slides in. So again, an easy to do project. Anybody can do this. You guys can take care of this and save yourself a ton of money from having to call a repair guy if you need to reinstall your fan, or maybe you just want to change out your fan. If you want a new look, little new decor in your camper, easy task to do. Hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you out. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you click that like button up there, give us a thumbs up, and tell us something that you've done in your camper to repair anything in order to save a little money, or just to learn a new skill on your own. Hit that subscribe button if you're not one of our subscribers, and click the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. We will see you next time out on the Mewve.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.